Namaste everyone. Last class we have seen regarding the Sanyoga. Sanyoga means when Drashta Shakti and Drishti Shakti comes together, then Sanyoga start, and this happened due to avidya only. The Sutra tells Tasya hetuhu avidya. Tasya hetu? Tasya hetuhu avidya. Tasya means the word Tasya stands for earlier Sutra. Kasya hetu? Sanyogasya hetu. The cause for Sanyoga is avidya. Sanyoga means here is Tasya. Here Tasya stands for the earlier Sutra stands. Earlier Sutra tells about the Sanyoga. If you remember earlier Sutra explained Sami Shakti and Swasakti and Sami Shakti, Drashta and Drishta Shakti, Purusha and Prakriti Shakti. If you know both things are same as it is, one Aiketa, equal, only one. That Sanyoga is due to this avidya. That only use word Tasya means Sanyogasya. Hetu means Karana or the cause. That word use word Hetu means Karana or the cause. What is the cause for Ajnanam? What is the cause for Sanyoga? It tells about avidya or ignorance. So what is the short question they may ask? What is the reason for Sanyoga? The answer should be avidya, ignorance. Having no knowledge that both things are separate. If you think both are same as it is, that same equal knowledge is called avidya. So here you can think that Drashta and Drishta are separate. Patanjali is telling they are different. Okay. So here the difference knowledge leads to samadhi, separation knowledge. Therefore the kind is avidya. The cause for Sanyoga is avidya. This is the meaning of this sutra. This sutra will be learning regarding the Kaivalya. What is Kaivalya? It states this sutra Tad abhavat sanyoga bhava hanam tad drishehe kaivalyam. Tad abhavat, here a will be there. You need to remember this. Abhava sanyoga bhava hanam tad drishehe kaivalyam. Sanyoga abhava, here also a will be present. Sanyoga abhava hanam tad drishehe kaivalyam. Are you getting my point? Yes. So here is friends, tad abhava. The abhava avidya. Abhava means nabhava abhava, which is not there, not present. Something is not there. Abhava. For example, if I say here the abhava of blue color is not there. Blue color abhava, which is something lack. Here what is lacking? Abhava. Abhava of avidya. So avidya abhavat. Due to the in-presence or non-presence of avidya, what will happen? Sanyoga abhava. The abhava of sanyoga will be there. So sanyoga will not be there. Lackness of sanyoga, connection, relation will not be there. So here tad abhava. Tad what stands for? Avidya. That you should know. Avidya abhava, due to the not present or absence of avidya, what leads? Sanyoga abhava. It leads to absence of sanyoga. So sanyoga also will not be here. For example, if you don't have money, you cannot purchase food. If your food is not there, your health cannot be maintained. So the abhava of money, it leads to health problem, your crisis, different types of crisis problem. So the abhava here, the abhava of avidya leads to the abhava of connection, sanyoga. If you don't have mobile, you will not be connected towards the any person, society. So that tells here the abhava of avidya, it leads to the abhava of sanyoga. Here sanyoga means prakriti and purusha. These two sanyoga are the connection. Abhava means lacking or not there. Something is lacking. Hanam. Hanam means that the sanyoga can be destroyed. The connection can be destroyed. That means that connection. The connection of Purusha and Prakriti, that is called Drishehe. Here Drashta Shakti and Drishta Shakti. Drishehe means the Drashta Shakti. Drashta Shakti is Purusha. So here they want to use Purusha. Drishya Kaivalya. This is the Kaivalya. Kaivalya means aloneness. The feeling of aloneness is called kaivalyam. Kaivalya bhava, kaivalyam. The aloneness. The aloneness is stated as kaivalya. So when you understand the gap, the difference between the Purusha and Prakriti, due to no ignorance, because there is no avidya, vidya is there. Okay, so this is called avidya rahita. Avidya illa. Avidya is not in that stage. That's called avidya abhava. That's why you use tad abhava, avidya abhava, sanyoga bhava. There will not be any kind of connection. Sanyoga will not be there. Sanyoga between Purusha and Prakriti. That is the kaivalya. Drishya kaivalya. Drishya means the kaivalya for Purusha. Kaivalya means aloneness or feeling of oneness. How, for example, if I give an example, you take like a money, shukti kam rajatamit, or like a stone, crystal. If the crystal is having no color, if you keep anything back, red color, blue color, green color, it feels, it reflects. If you see from this side, it reflects as blue, green color based on the flowers color or the paper color, because the crystal has the transparent quality. When you understand that both things are different, okay, if you not understand, that's called avidya. If you understand there is a difference, that only the freedom, mukti, kaivalya for that stone, for that gems, for that transparent stone. Okay, then you understand that stone is different, flowers is different. So that freeness comes. Actually, Purusha is free, but due to ignorance, we are thinking all these things. Purusha means here special Purusha, Purusha Vishesha, or Ishvara you can take. So if the avidya goes like, you can take, say, avidya has the two quality, according to Vedanta Shala, avidya has the two quality, avarana shakti and vikshepa shakti. Sometimes it will give vikshepna, sometimes it gives avarana, covers. So here it's happened, the avarana. It covers our real knowledge like a chadar, like a blanket. When it's removed, we can see the real knowledge. So that one is here. Yeah, the cover stands for avidya. So if cover is not there, avidya is not there, then there is no sanyoga, there is no misperception. Then only you can understand the vastu, the object as it is. That is the mukti for drashta or purusha. That's called kaivalya, aloneness, kevala bhava. So this is the whole meaning of the sutra. The last sutra we will discuss regarding the avidya. If the avidya is not there, then there is no any sanyoga. Avidya bhava, sanyoga bhava. So avidya is not there, means sanyoga will not be there. Now questions comes. If avidya is not there, then that stage vidya will be there, knowledge will be there. That what kind of knowledge that is? For that purpose, this sutra states, Viveka khyati aviplava anupayaha. That knowledge is called Viveka khyati aviplava. Here all will be there. You need to remember. And that is the Hana Upaya. Upaya means method or the technique. You can use this word. Upaya means method. Hana means to cut or to overcome, to stop. What to stop? Viplava. Viplava means, say, if you say the word is Viplava. Viplava stands for revolution. Like French revolutions, French Viplav. There are so many revolutions are there. So revolution means what happened? Something going to change. Revolution means before it was something, and after revolution it's going to change something. Like in India, political party will be there. Today BJP, tomorrow Congress. So revolution is there, changing. If there is no change, stable like public, public, common public, they have no any change. There will be 5 years with BJP party, and next 5 years with Aam Aadmi, next 5 years with Congress, and so on. So they are not that stable. The party gets changed. So what explain here? Which is not getting change? Aviplava. Viplava means revolution. Aviplava means non-revolution. Revolution means continuous changing, increment in there. And aviplava means non-changing, means stable, perfect, permanent. So here we can use this one, permanent. The permanent knowledge is a method to overcome what? The ignorance or the sanyoga. And that sanyoga, due to sanyoga only everything starts, and that perfect knowledge is called Viveka Khyati. Khyati means knowledge. Khyati means actually is knowledge. Viveka means special knowledge. I may be having knowledge regarding the mobile, but who is working in mobile industry, he has the special knowledge about that. He is called Viveka Khyati regarding that mobile, regarding that software, regarding that hardware. I know how to drive, but who mechanic of that car, who is the mechanic, he will be having Viveka, special knowledge, very special knowledge. I am maybe having very small knowledge, silly knowledge. He will be having very deep knowledge. So that is called Viveka Khyati. That deep knowledge or the Gambhira. Here Viveka is going to say deep or actual knowledge is the cause for non-changing factor. Purusha and Prakriti, they are not going to change. They will be stable there only. Only we need to understand the gap, the separation. That's all. That is called Abhiplava. How it comes? The upaya is Viveka Khyati. The method is Viveka Khyati. When the actual knowledge comes, then only you can understand the both are the different. This is the meaning tells in this sutra. Last sutra you discuss regarding the Vidya or Viveka Khyati. And this sutra will be learning the features of that Viveka Khyati. It states like Tasya Saptadha Pranta Bhumihi Pragya. Tasya Saptadha Pranta Bhumihi Pragya. Pragya means full knowledge or consciousness. Purna Jnanam Pragya. Or you can say as deep knowledge. When you get bath with knowledge, normally whatever we take bath by using water, but if you take bath by using knowledge, can you see that quality, what kind of quality you will develop? So that kind of statement given pragya, purna, deep knowledge, is called pragya. How? Tasya means in that state, Viveka Khyati state. Here, Tasya word stands for Viveka Khyati, Viveka knowledge. You should remember that point also. Last sutra discussed Viveka Khyati, Abhiplava Hanapaya. Now here is what is Viveka Khyati and how it takes place, how it happens. Viveka Khyati, it has the Saptadha, means Sapta means 7. Saptadha Pranta Bhumi. Pranta means border or edge or border. Bhumi means the ground. The ground floor of Viveka Khyati, the ground floor of Viveka Khyati has the 7 opening or 7 pranta, edge or border. For example, if you take this is the Viveka Khyati. This one is called Viveka Khyati. For your better understanding, it has the 7 border. You take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are the 7 opening or 7 pranta bhumi, the edge. This 7 edge we need to understand how Saptaha means 7 pranta bhumi. It explained into 2 types or 2 parts. Try to understand this. The pranta bhumi of 7 is divided into 2 types. 2 styles. One is called Karya Vimukti, second one is called Chitta Vimukti. We need to understand that. Karya Vimukti and this one second one is called Chitta Vimukti. Okay. Karya means Vimukti means Vishesha Rupena Mukti. Free Mukti means freeness or freedom, liberation. V means Vishesha Rupena, especially if you get free from Karya by doing karma, action, activations. Chitta means from Chitta if you get freedom. In Chitta thought level if you free. In action level you may get free. For example, if I say you need to go to Mangalore, you need to go to Bangalore. Action level you can be free, minimize your work. That is called Karya Vimukti. In Chitta levels, your Chitta can go to America, Australia, Japan, anywhere. If you decrease that, that will become Chitta Vimukti. Chitta will get Mukti specially, Vishesha Rupena Mukti Vimukti. So that stage is called Chitta Vimukti. If you go really deep inside this, you will be finding Karya Vimukti again 4 types. 1, 2, 3, 4. One is called Parigyata Pragya. First one is called Parigyata Pragya. Second one is called Heya Shunya Pragya. Third one is called Prapti Pragya. Karya Shuddhi Pragya. You need to understand this one. Parigyata Pragya. Parigyata means Purna Rupena Jnata. Means what you had to understand. You already understood. That is called Parigyata Pragya. The understanding was the separation between Purusha and Prakriti. Vyogakyati. That only says. So in that state of Chitta, it's called Parigyata Pragya. What you had to know, you already know that. What you had to know, you already know that. That's called Parigyata. Purna Rupena Jnata. Jnata means knowing. Purna Rupena. That is called Parigyata Pragya. What you had to know, you already know that. Parigyata Pragya. Heya Shunya Pragya. Heya means the Karana. Or you can escape that. You can tag Yogya. Means you can leave this part. After knowing Purusha and Prakriti, you can leave Prakriti. You don't want Prakriti. Means if you are a Purusha Sarupa, Atma Sarupa, you are the Brahma, Brahmashmi, you are the self, ultimate. Then you no need second entity to recognize you. So that kind of things, leave it. Or I don't want. That field is called Heya Shunya Pragya. Here means there isn't any other things to understood, to recognize. That state is called Heya Shunya Pragya. Next is one Prapti Pragya. After knowing yourself that Purusha and Prakriti is different, you should not indulge, you should not mix with again Prakriti item. Means Prakriti starts from Prakriti, Mahat, Buddhi, Ankara. You should not start to do your action in all this level. Means you will not be indulged with Buddhi, Ankar, 5 senses, 5 tanmatra, motor organs, Bhuta. You will not be indulged with that. Because Prapti, you already understood, you already received, you already attained that state. Which state? Asam Pragya state. That is called Prapti Pragya. You already gained that. And last one is called Karya Shuddhi Pragya. The Karya, what you had to do, you already done that work. That is called Karya Shuddhi. Shuddhi in Karya. Shuddhi means pureness. This also stands for like Karma Yoga kind of things. When you had to do kindness means Karma Yoga means Karya Shuddhi means action level what you had to do, you already did. That is called Karya Shuddhi Pragya. These are the 4 Pragya under Prantabhumi or Karya Vibhakti. Under Chitta Vimukti Pragya, we need to understand there are 3 types again. If you see, it will count again 3 types. 1, 2, 3. Chitta Adhikara Pragya, Gunathita Pragya, Chitta Adhikara Pragya, Gunathita Pragya, and Sarupa Yoti Sarupa. Chitta Adhikara Pragya means when the Chitta is under control. You are not control under Chitta. You are not control under Manabuddhi Ahankara. Manabuddhi Ahankara is control under you. That statement, when this knowledge comes, the Yoga Jnana, Veda knowledge comes, difference knowledge between Purusha and Prakriti, that statement which is called Chitta Adhikara. Chitta is under you. That is called Chitta Adhikara Pragya. Gunadhika Pragya means Triguna present in Prakriti. When you understand Prakriti, the Gunatraya Samyavastra Prakriti, by going opposite direction, Vishesha, Vishesha, Lingamatra, Alingani. Okay. If you knowing this Panchabhuta, then Tanmatra, Buddhi, Ahankar, at the end Prakriti, then you will be free from Prakriti. That is called Guna. You are beyond the Guna. Because Guna present in Prakriti level. Beyond Prakriti there is no Guna. Under Prakriti, everywhere Guna is there. Beyond no Guna. So you are presenting beyond Prakriti. So Gunadhika Pragya in Chitta level means in your Buddhi, in the level of Vivekakhyati. So that's the meaning called Gunadhika Pragya. You are beyond the Guna. Very good. Next one is Sarupa Yoti Sarupa Pragya. when you establish that you are the ultimate. Your body will be there, but you will be knowing that yes, this is the ultimate, this is the permanent one. That is called Sarupa Yoti Sarupa Pragya. You only the Jyoti, you only the Brahma, you only higher consciousness. Aham Brahmasmi. That statement come in your mind. You only Ishvara. If you see this way, there is no any other mistake. If you see there is separation, Purush different, Prakriti different, you are different and some other is different, then only Veda and the conflict comes. If only you only the person, there is no any conflict. That is called Sarupa Yoti. You only the light Yoti of yourself. Sarupa Yoti Pragya. If you want to establish in this Pragya, then next sutra it explain why you stand in third sutra, first chapter explain Tada Drashtuhu Sarupa Avastha. If you got established in this thought, in this buddhi, in this jnana, yoga khyati state, final state, then your chitta will be present in third sutra. That is called Tada Drashtuhu Sarupe Avasthanam. This is your will be present. Then you will be present in the Drashtu Sarupa, the Sarupa of Purusha. What is the quality of Purusha or Ishvara? Purusha Vishesha, Klesha, Karma, Vipaka, Ashaya, Aparamishta, Purusha Vishesha. You will be present without Klesha, Karma, Vipaka, Ashaya, desire. You will be non-touched, detached with all this thing. Because if you gone through this 7 stages, that's why you are used Saptadha Pranta Bhumi. This Saptadha Pranta Bhumi divided into 2 parts. That's here. Like Karya Vimukti and Chitta Vimukti. Under Karya Vimukti 4 types. Parigyata Pragya means what you had to knew, you already know that. Parigyata. Heya Shunya means after knowing Purusha and Prakriti separations, you are not indulging with Prakriti, you are free from Prakriti. Because Heya, you don't need to think, you need to live that. That is called Heya Shunya Pragya. And Pratya Prakti, after attaining a certain stage, after gaining that knowledge, you are not want to lose that part. You already got that, gained that, so you don't want to lose. That stage is called that Pragya. Then Karya Shuddhi means you don't want to do indulge in any other work. Karya Shuddhi, you need Shuddhi in action level. You don't want to do any work. Work is there means due to work. Why work starts? Due to the Guna. Guna imbalance start means evolution start. This evolution leads to work, different kind of work. It may be manifestations. So it's called Kaya Shuddhi. You are free from Karya. This 4 comes under Karya Vimukti. If you take Chitta Vimukti, there are 3. Chitta Adhikara, the control over your Chitta, Manodhyahankara, they are not controlling you, you are controlling them. Means according to your list, you are regulating them. Chitta Adhikara Pragya. Next is Gunajita Pragya. You are, after knowing all these things, Panchamahuta, Tanmatra, Manodhyahankara, all these things, at the end you are reaching into cause, Prakriti. So if you are going beyond that Prakriti has 3 guna. Beyond there is no guna. Below there are guna, evolution part. Beyond no guna. So you are free from guna, beyond the guna, there is no guna, the state Pragya. And last one is Sarupa Yoti Rupa. When you present in the Drashta Sarupa, Sarupa Yoti, you feel you are the ultimate Brahma. Aham Brahmasmi, you are the Atma. That statement is called Tada Drashtu Sarupa Vasan. That time Tada means that state, the practitioner, the person will be present in the Sarupa Drashtuhu, Purusha. Drashtu means already we discussed Purusha. Sarupa is his own Sarupa. In 23 Sutra it explains Klesha, Karma, Vipaka and all this thing. So this is the whole meaning of the Sutra. It tells the 7th Bhumi or the 7 features of Viveka Khyati. Short question they may ask in that exam. What are the Viveka Khyati has Bhumi? They may ask for arranging the questions or sometimes the dash, whatever they may ask. So these are the 7 Bhumi of Viveka Khyati. This is the explanation here. Thank you.